Tonight, one Lubbock teenager's personal and inspiring effort to bring awareness to the issue of suicide is gaining national recognition.
17-year-old Noura Shoukfeh is one of 8 winners of the New York Times podcast contest. Her podcast entry centers around the tragic story of her father's suicide in 2010.
KCBD's Michael Cantu has the story.
Hi, Dad. I know we haven't talked in a while, but I miss you.
In less than 5 minutes, Noura Shoukfeh is able to share a message to her father and help those who may suffer from issues related to suicide.
I wanted people to see the growth that could happen after, in the aftermath of a passing of that sort.
Shoukfeh's father died of suicide in March of 2010. She was 6 years old. Her older brother was 8, and her younger sister was 4.
It felt so natural and so heartfelt, and I could just see she was actually having a conversation with her late father. Meanwhile, we didn't know she was entering the contest. She surprised us with it.
Shoukfeh went through 4 rounds of judges to become one of 11 winners.
So I think I was pleased to see how vulnerably students were sharing. Some of the stories that were shared were very personal.
Nicole Daniels with the New York Times Learning Network was one of those judges.
I think we were really pleased to see that she felt safe sharing that story.
Shoukfeh says part of her inspiration for the podcast episode were from dreams she had as a child. In those dreams, she would update her late father on her accomplishments.
In a way, it kind of became a reality.
The podcast episode also worked as a coping mechanism for Shoukfeh, she says, and mechanisms may be as beneficial for others who are dealing with similar issues, says Sean Mitchell, an assistant professor of psychology at Texas Tech.
Oftentimes, people who have lost someone to suicide find it very healing to be honest and truthful in the way that they talk about the suicide.
Other ways to cope include joining a support group or just talking about a loved one's suicide to others.
I think that's what you really need, is a supportive environment after such a tragedy.
And for Shoukfeh, she is hoping she will be able to continue to help others who may be going through the same issues.
Even though times like this can seem scary or trying, and that it may be difficult, to know that they are cared for and that they are loved for, and that most importantly, that they are not alone.
For KCBD News Channel 11, I'm Michael Cantu.
Very inspiring, Noura. And on our website right now, there are links to help those who are dealing with suicide or know anyone who is. A link to Noura's podcast can also be found there as well. Just go to kcbd.com.
This is the First Alert.